In here, then would you call the roll?
Miss Berry,
Here.
Miss Casper,
Here.
Mr. Hammonds,
Present.
Miss Myers,
Here.
and Mr. Bell.
And Lynn, did we post the agenda in accordance with the Open Meeting Act?
Yes, we did.
Do we have any public comments?
No comments.
All right, let's hear from Superintendent Banfield.
So, as you know, about 1 out of 4 students at Epic Charter Schools is a student with a disability. And so I feel like, and of course I'm biased, but I feel like we have one of the most inclusive learning environments in the state of Oklahoma. And so what we'd like to spotlight today are some of our special education families and some of the great work that is being done here at Epic Charter Schools. So if you all don't mind, go ahead and pull up the video for the superintendent spotlight.
There you go.
Everyone is like, look at how far he's come. The child that he started as with Epic, what he's been able to do is unmeasurable. And that's something that I don't think we would have ever gotten at brick and mortar school.
Okay, can you get a different planet? Which other one do you want? We do a co-op, and so those students are able to interact with other students that may have the same concerns that they have. So they develop friendships.
We chose to join Epic because it allowed us to have a very flexible schedule. It is overwhelming having to go to speech and OT twice a week. And it's hard to do that if you're in school. When I contacted Epic, they're like, no, we'll put him on an IEP, we'll put him with a SPED teacher. We will take care of all of this for you. And we had an IEP within 6 weeks of being enrolled in Epic. And they put us immediately with a SPED teacher. We didn't have to fight for anything. And that made stuff a lot easier and a lot less stressful.
He's progressed a lot the past 2 years. He used to be almost nonverbal, really. Now he's verbal. He's able to speak to you, to communicate. With Epic, we're really able to cater to our students. So we're able to look at them as a whole child and see what would be the most beneficial for them.
We've been with Miss Clara 7 or 8 years. When we started Epic, he wasn't able to read or write, and now he has learned to read, to write, and he's learning how to do math. And I think it's because of Epic. He has a great team of teachers.
Most of my students have been on my roster for more than 5 years. They come back and I'm still here, and we continue to grow these kids together, and that part of it is very rewarding, to just see growth over time in these children.
There you go.
Finance.
No, we met and just discussed some issues we'll be dealing with later. But we
Okay.
did meet.
And Deanna, do you have anything out of nominating? No. Okay. All right, we are on to consideration and possible action to approve the 24-25 applications for Pathways Adult High School Completion Program. And I've seen these and I think we've resolved all the issues that I flagged. Does anybody have any discussion on that? I accept a motion to approve those students.
I'll motion to approve the Pathways students.
Second.
Miss Berry. Yes. Miss Casper,
Yes.
Mr. Hammonds,
Yes.
Miss Myers,
Yes.
and Mr. Bell.
Yes.
And we have consideration and possible action to approve the 25-26 applications for Pathways. And that is exciting. I have also had a chance to review those and don't have any flags. Is there anything new there?
This upcoming year. Yeah, just wanted to update everybody. Obviously, the board has been updated as of this morning, but the Oklahoma legislature has approved and has now sent to the governor's desk a bill Senate Bill 745 that would actually extend the age of student that we could serve, and any public school that has a virtual program could serve, from 26 to the age of 30. So we are extremely excited about that and very hopeful that the governor will sign that bill, and we can start accepting students up to the age of 30 this next year.
Glad to hear that.
I have a comment on that. If our state implements work requirements for Medicaid, which is likely going to, if our state implements work requirements for Medicaid, which is likely going to happen, what we're hearing from Congress, that would be very important for people to have the capacity to finish their high school education.
All right, I would accept a motion to approve the 25-26 applications for Pathway students.
So moved.
Second.
Second.
Ms. Barry,
Yes.
Ms. Casper,
Yes.
Mr. Hammonds,
Yes.
Ms. Myers,
Yes.
and Mr. Bell.
Yes.
Okay, now we are going to have some Epic Governance Performance Framework discussion.
Yes, hello, Justin Hunt, Deputy Superintendent of Instruction. The way that I will be advancing your governance, which is the title of the next slide, is by just showing our performance. The last line of the video that we just saw of the superintendent spotlight was growth over time. And I am extremely excited about the growth that we've seen this year over time compared to previous years. With our formative assessments, both in ELA and math. Next slide. So this is extremely small, but this blue bar that you see here is the goal for the end of the year. Okay. The yellow bar is where we finished in April. So we achieved our goal a month ahead of time with our performance academic results in ELA. And as you can see, if you take a look at April, we are about 6.5% higher than where we were last year. And as I've mentioned the last few times that I've discussed these slides, I'm a firm believer in implementation. It takes about 3 years to get something right. Okay. The first year, you're going to make tweaks. The second year, you're kind of refining those tweaks. And then by year 3, you should be where you were in terms of your implementation plan as improvement. And that's kind of where we are. The last 3 years, we've seen significant improvement in year over year, month over month. I'm excited to see how this correlates with state testing performance, but that's just one snapshot in time. This is month by month, assessing, teaching, reassessing, reteaching. And I'm just extremely excited with the fact that we've achieved our goal 30 days in advance, and even 5% or even 1% greater than our goal. And that's ELA. Math is a lot of the same. Next slide. Again, the yellow is where we're at. This far right blue bar is where we should be in May, at the end of May. Okay. And in this regard, we are 3% higher than we should be at the end of May. So when we talk about growth over time and we talk about the work that not only our students have done, but that our teachers have done, this is proof that there are absolutely great things happening at the ground level at Epic Charter Schools with our students and teachers. Next slide. This is an engagement slide that we put together. Basically, it measures, you can see we hover anywhere from 70 to 75% engagement. Okay, and that's an average. Our goal this year was 80. We didn't quite achieve that goal, but this is only the second year we've measured engagement. And I really feel like next year we'll get even closer to our goal of 80%. So in previous years, this has been hovering below 70%. And this just shows the amount of our students that are engaged every single day. But keep in mind, the reason why Epic is who we are is individualized. A lot of our students will work really hard for 3 days and then take a couple days off, maybe to go rodeo or dance or what have you. And then, you know, it's individualized. So that kind of skews this percentage a little bit. But to be over 75% and approaching 80 is something to be excited about. Questions about the previous 3 slides? Okay, thank you.
Thank you, Justin. All right, we are on to consideration of possible action on adding 1 year to Superintendent Mark Van Field's contract. Do we have any discussion on that? I'd accept the motion to approve.
I would move to approve.
Second. Ms. Barry,
Yes.
Ms. Casper.
Yes.
Mr. Hammonds.
Yes.
Ms. Myers
Yes.
and Mr. Bella.
Yes.
All right, and now we're on to consideration and possible action to approve the appointment of our district treasurer with the oath of office. Brandon?
Yes, right now, until we get a full-time CFO, I would recommend Michael Flory be the treasurer.
All right, do we have any discussion on that?
Wait, that's actually, he's here.
Anybody have any questions? Okay. How should we approve this?
I just make a motion to approve Michael Flory as district treasurer.
All right,
I'll move to approve Michael Flory as district treasurer.
second.
Ms. Barry,
Yes.
Ms. Casper,
Yes.
Mr. Hammonds,
Yes.
Ms. Myers
Yes.
and Mr. Bella.
Yes.
And finally, we're down to consideration and possible action to allow superintendent in consultation with district general counsel to execute agreements as necessary to obtain bank financing. Brandon, anything further?
Yes. In the past, this board has approved seeking a line of credit from a bank. I believe the last time you did it, we did not use those funds. But once again, we do have a cash flow issue. As you know, in the spring, we had to take action to cap enrollment because we were getting a lot more students than we anticipated. And we do not get revenue from the state for those students who come in after the 45th day of the year. So in order to do that, we still have to educate them. We still have to pay our teachers. So it turns out that we are going to need a little bit of extra money. But those students, we should get that money back from the state starting in August and then certainly midterm adjustment in January. So this will help us get through end of June and through July.
Any discussion? All right, I accept a motion to allow the superintendent in consultation with general counsel to execute whatever agreements are necessary to obtain that financing.
And I would make that motion.
Second.
Ms. Barry,
Yes.
Ms. Casper,
Yes.
Mr. Hammonds,
Yes.
Ms. Myers
Yes.
and Mr. Bella.
Yes.
All right, we are down to leadership and administration and back to Superintendent Banfield.
Okay, Jeremy, if you don't mind to pull up the slides, let's take a look at what's going on at Epic Charter Schools as we close out the 2024-25 school year. Superintendent's update for May 15th, 2025. There's our 5 aspirations. Next slide. So this is a pretty cool deal. The student-led journalism program, the Epic News Network, brought home more than 10 awards and recognitions at the Oklahoma Scholastic Media Spring Media Day. The program now boasts a roster of more than 350 students with 10 classes. And so we just wanted to say congratulations to the Epic News Network and also the director of the State Charter School Board, Becky Wilkinson. Dr. Wilkinson is with us, and she and her board actually spotlighted some of our student journalists in the NN program. And we appreciate her for doing that and appreciate the State Charter Schools support. Next slide. So kindergarten graduations, 'tis the season as we get into May. Here's some of the cute faces for kindergarten graduations that were held in different locations across the state. Pretty big milestone for both students and parents. Next slide. So this is one of the enrichment activities that we did. We've done this for a couple of years now, a living wax museum, and you can see the students will put together a display, and then they'll also dress up as one of their favorite characters. And then as you sort of walk by, they'll explain to you the significance of that character and how they've impacted history. So sort of bringing learning to life. Next slide. Earth Day. So our students celebrated Earth Day by planting a tree at the Heritage Academy here in the Oklahoma City area. And so always want to spotlight that as well. I promised you I would bring back some pictures of prom. So we had prom both in the Oklahoma City area and then also in the Tulsa area. And as you can see from the crowd on the dance floor, it was very well attended by students, and they were on their best behavior. And we really appreciate all of the volunteers from EPIC that took the time to make sure that students had a safe place to gather and enjoy the festivities. Next slide. So I want to let everybody know that's watching online right now and then also watching in the future. We've got enrollment for the 25-26 school year. It's now open. So for more information and to join nearly 30,000 Oklahoma families who have found a home at EPIC, visit our website. And I would just say this to the prospective parents that are watching right now. Teacher rosters are filling up fast. So right now we are on a trajectory, if this continues, to have the highest re-enrollment rate in the history of EPIC charter schools. So that's a blessing because I think it's validation that we're doing some really great work with kids. But for parents that are wanting that special teacher, whoever that is, please take the time to enroll now. So that you solidify your child's spot on that teacher's roster. Because once they're full, then there's always the possibility and potential that you would have to choose a different teacher. And so we want to make sure that certainly all of our current families that we're serving right now have the opportunity to be with the teacher of their choice. But typically starting in July and certainly into the month of August, right before school starts, we get a surge of new enrollment. So new applications. These are students that are not currently with us that are choosing to come to EPIC. And typically it's, sometimes it's hundreds of students a day are enrolling at EPIC charter schools in July and August. School starts August 20th. And so just wanted to give everybody a heads up. Please enroll now. And we look forward to serving students in 25-26. This past week, we had a Teacher Appreciation Week, and you can see some of the students and teachers that are serving Oklahoma's kids and making an incredible difference. We have over 1,000 certified teachers spread out all across the state of Oklahoma that are serving Oklahoma students. And we're incredibly proud of our teachers here at EPIC. And we wanted to take a minute. I think we've got a video coming up next, Jeremy, where we're actually going to spotlight one of our special teachers here at EPIC Charter Schools. Miss Regina Bell.
We listen, we don't judge. This is my 7th year with EPIC, and to be honest with you, it's the best jump I've ever made. Not every student comes from a supportive home, and being able to help those kids yet treat them with dignity, I think that has been my biggest impact.
She truly enjoys them and she listens to them, and because of that, they begin to trust her, and when they trust her, they're more willing to learn.
My kids have been with Regina for 4 years. She loves them fiercely, and as a parent, it's so obvious and so clear. She supports them personally, academically.
And look at hers. What was your top one?
One of my daughters, she's more introverted, more shy, but it's been the perfect pair because Regina is outgoing and bubbly and makes everyone feel comfortable. And I've really seen her come out of her shell, and it's because of Regina. Regina makes her feel safe and that it's okay to be silly and loud and to have fun.
It has been so nice to sit down, get to know them, get to see them grow, see insecurities turn into blossoms. I need my kids to be happy and healthy and feel secure in talking to me and being able to advocate for themselves. You know, they were real quiet, wouldn't talk to me at all, and now they call me Queen because Regina means Queen, and it's a friendship, respect teacher. And it's really great, and I love that.
She was more than just a teacher. She was always there in my corner. Through senior year, I was working multiple jobs and going through trade school, and she just made sure that I was able to get through high school and gave me the resources, and she made sure I got my work done, and there's no one like Regina.
This is year 36 for me, and have there been good years? Yes. Have there been bad years? Yes. But overall, within that year, you can find something good, and teaching is such an important profession. I wouldn't trade it for the world.
So a big salute to every single teacher out there, but especially to our teachers here at Epic Charter Schools. We appreciate you. That's all.
Thank you.
We live.
Okay, we are on to consideration and possible action to approve the amended budget for 24-25, and we're going to hear from Michael Floyd.
So I'll just preface this. As you know, you've seen this several times. I think we've done this 4 times in the past year, and we probably will do this again soon. But Michael's been working with the incredible people in the finance department. And so he knows about this. So if you have any questions, you can. It's my understanding that there was some money in the budget that had not been appropriated for line item spending. And so we're just going to increase the amount of money that we can spend this year. Is that correct, Michael?
Does anyone have any questions for Michael? I think so. Are you finance med? I know. So, okay, we're solid. All right. Well, in that case, I would accept a motion to approve the amended budget for the 24-25 school year.
So moved.
Second.
Ms. Barry,
Yes.
Ms. Casper,
Yes.
Mr. Hammonds,
Yes.
Ms. Myers,
Yes.
Mr. Vella.
Yes.
All right. We are on to the consent agenda. If anyone has any items they'd like to pull out, please let me know. Heard anything on that? All right. I would accept a motion to approve the consent agenda.
A motion to accept the
consent.
Ms. Barry,
Yes.
Ms. Casper,
Yes.
Mr. Hammonds,
Yes.
Ms. Myers,
Yes.
Mr. Vella.
Yes.
And we are on to executive session. I'm going to let Brandon help us make sure we get out of here appropriately.
Yes. If you choose to go into executive session, we'll need a vote. And if you vote to go in, we will go to the executive conference room.
I move to vote to go into executive session.
Second.
Ms. Barry,
Yes.
Ms. Casper,
Yes.
Mr. Hammonds,
Yes.
Ms. Myers,
Yes.
Mr. Vella.
Yes.
We'll need a vote to return to open session.
I'll move to go back into open session.
Second.
Ms. Barry,
Yes.
Ms. Casper,
Yes.
Mr. Hammonds,
Yes.
Ms. Myers,
Yes.
and Mr. Vella.
Yes.
All right, executive session minute compliance. Only the board members present and Bart Banfield, Michael Flory, and Brandon Webb were in executive session. Only the items listed on the agenda were discussed and no votes were taken.
All right. I would accept the vote to adjourn or a motion to adjourn.
motion.
Second.
Ms. Barry,
Yes.
Ms. Casper,
Yes.
Mr. Hammonds,
Yes.
Ms. Myers,
Yes.
and Mr. Vella.
Yes.
Thank you very much, everyone.
Thank you. That was